Hey everyone, Incoherent here, back with more Rome Total War Remastered as Germania. Last we left off, we were beginning to explode across the world. We have so many large stacks walking around that we're no longer held up in Italy. Like, the Julii definitely had more and better land at the end of their campaign, but this looks so much more like a cohesive empire than the Julii did. Just like having all of Europe feels very, very good. Looking at our victory conditions, we're at 31 settlements out of the 50 we'll need, and we're working well towards getting those last 19. I think we have another 4 or so to get in Spain, 3 to get in Britain, 1 in Ireland, still have nothing else to do with that army. 5, 6 here on Africa, 3 here in Sicily. So we will need to go to war in the Balkans, but we'll probably be starting from the top, actually, after we finish with Dacia and Thrace. But yeah, we're actually surprisingly close to finishing this campaign. It's just a matter of getting our armies to where they need to be. And also, it's still tremendously amusing to me just how many Hastati the Scipii have built. Oh no, they only have 528 population left in Masana. They only stopped making Hastati because there was no one left to conscript into the army. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have this army, just without a general, start moving in this direction, because I know there's a settlement somewhere in here and somewhere in here. And the fastest thing I can do is honestly just have these guys get on a boat and go to Africa once they're done, so I need to be using a different stack. Which probably means I also want this man coming back. And it definitely means I want to be recruiting more spearmen here, I believe. Looking at what I currently have, I have 6, 7, 8 spearmen. Actually, I'll take a unit of light cavalry. Next, let's get all of my armies in the north converging in one place. We already have more than a full stack ready. There's quite a lot left to come. But in fact, we should start heading north and not actually here, because it's going to be the fastest way for us to join up, isn't it? And all of these men are able to leave, but sadly, the spearman has to stay behind as garrison. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have most of this head west. Actually, I can count it out now. There are already 3 units of light cavalry there and 2 here. So I want to take the odd number of cavalry and the worst general of the 2, which is definitely this man, to go north immediately and start joining up with this army. Going to have the rest of it head west to join up with the main army. I'm just going to take these spearmen out immediately and have them head north as well. Okay, so I've split my army. This stack connecting here, this one here. We have about 16 units in each stack. And at this point, I have to remember to build the port here, because if I don't, we literally can't get to Britain. Which is going to be a pretty big handicap for us. Now, in the east, I have some tiny little stacks moving around, trying to catch up to the rest of my armies. Oh, hey, Macedon. It sure looks like they're trying to declare war on me, doesn't it? Well, get back in Segestica. It's where you're needed. You, head back, see if you can't get in Segestica to defend before they get here. Macedon definitely looking to start the war with me a bit earlier than I was hoping to do it. Here, I will just be attacking Dacia's capital. This army with just mercenaries should be good enough to push through Dacia and Thrace and start coming at Macedon from the north. Here, I'm going to recruit... Originally, I planned to recruit peasants, but honestly, I should probably be recruiting Spear Warband and expecting this to be an army at some point fighting Macedon. And I'm going to start recruiting new armies in Rome, because it looks like I need it. In particular, though, the thing I need most is more heavy cavalry. I can't believe I actually stopped making these for any period of time. Now, because the AI tends to be terrible at sieges, I do think that with enough phalanxes in Segestica, I can probably win the fight. So this army is really just to push offensively in the lower Balkans rather than to defend. I'm really not worried about Segestica falling, and even if it does, it won't be a big deal. And sadly, I have decided that it's worth my time to stay here for a turn, to get another unit of phalanxes to improve the range damage on all these units. It's going to be very, very helpful to me, and it is worth doing. So, with my $6,000, I've been trying to figure out what I should spend it on in terms of infrastructure. And I'm actually leaning towards building practice ranges in Rome and Croton to eventually upgrade to make chosen archers. And in fact, I've already got the first level of archery range in Rome, so I definitely want to do it there. But now that I see it takes 4 turns, I realize I'm not spending 7 turns making infrastructure in Croton. Rome's the only place that's going to be doing this, sadly. In the past, I built the archery range or the practice range of Mediolanum without realizing they're never going to grow to a city, which I need to actually make a tier 2 archery range. I'm absolutely going to make mines down here in Croton, and that's all the rest of my money, sadly. Which then means that the turn is over, so let's get on with it. Let's see what happens in the interim. To no one's great surprise, it turns out Macedon was here to Dallas with that massive fucking stack. I am a little bit shocked, though, that it doesn't have a general. This is not the... Yeah, there's 2 armies down here in Macedon that just don't have generals, and I don't know why. Dacia trying desperately to stay alive, but that's just going to be a rebel standing next to my city by the end of next turn. Okay. War, 2 settlements besieged. Egypt is the most advanced faction, and one of my men got a translator, don't care at all. No, nothing stops me from just, like, pretending I'm going to sally forth, looking at this, and being like, good god damn, that is a lot of cavalry. That is 9 cavalry and a heavy cav. This is a real-ass army, isn't it? It's a shame there's no general here, but yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run this unit next to the city. It's not going to try to sally forth or anything. It's just going to stand there to be reinforcements when the siege happens. Because I'm pretty sure that I win this, with phalanxes on the inside and them running through holes out of formation. Now, I only made $3,500 last turn because so much money is being spent on all these fucking armies, which means they need to start earning their keep. That is particularly sad in the case of Caralis, where there simply isn't a boat there yet to do anything. And I should have built this port last turn in case the boat never shows up. I'm not sure where all of those Hastati went. Neither, however, am I particularly concerned with the answer. But let's go attack and find out if that gives us more vision. It actually doesn't. So now the real question is, do I think this army can beat an unlimited number of Hastati? Well, I mean, they should have attacked me last turn and they didn't. And to get to me... I mean, I'm going to assume that I can win the fights. Which is a little bit kind of hilarious of me, but I do think I can. More than that, though, I think this campaign ends with 2 full stacks of Hastati as rebels on the peninsula. Also, look at them go. They actually did conquer Lilybaeum, and presumably also Syracuse. So they did more than I was thinking they did. Now, first things first, easy important battles. We need to conquer this. And there's actually an even easier important battle. Let's kill Dacia. So in the city, they've got 2 chosen swordsmen, a chosen archer, some trash, and their faction leader, Skylarus. Well, I have some money, but no mercenaries worth hiring to begin with. However, I can probably let my reinforcements show up. I can't imagine that making my odds worse. And now let's kill them. For whatever reason, their chosen archers aren't actually down here. They're up here with their general. And I just don't know why. I actually need all you to stop and let the spearmen in first. They're taking their sweet-ass time.
Your warriors have broken through the walls. Now attack! Show no mercy!
I'm watching them fuck it up in the cutscene. Oh, God. Wait, we might do it. We might be in position. Oh, dear Lord, they did it. This is the chosen archer warband. Have my general come through, have this man come through. Have these guys just get real close to the wall and be ready to go through. Something about the gate is messing up my ability to draw the new line. So I unfortunately have to run my units into the back of my previous ones to actually get in position. And since the archers are just standing there firing away, I will have my units move up and try to participate. It looks like their archers want to get out of here. No, they don't. They're going to stand here and try to fight, so... This mosh pit's a little bit silly to look at. Alright, so for a little bit, I have to just let this play out, because I need my cavalry to run off these archers. These Sarmatians just are fucking terrible, evidently. Victory seems certain against the cavalry charge, huh? I mean, I'll let the Sarmatians just die out. I don't care about them. Yeah, defeat seems certain at this point. Unfortunately, I lost this light cav mercenary. They're heavy cav? Are you fucking kidding? Like, I know chosen archers have good stats, but that's outrageous. Melee 10, defense 10, and on very hard, that's melee 17. And also on very hard, that's morale of what exactly? Their morale is 15 on very hard. Please run them the fuck down. I didn't throw your lives away for you to let them leave. Thank you. There is a glitch in this current beta where when a unit routes, your unit says mission accomplished and stops fighting. And it is infuriating. It looks like this was enough to trigger their cavalry into attacking, which is fine. I was hoping that that wouldn't happen, but oh well. Like, I might lose a unit of Spear Warband, it's perfectly fine. Just slowly move units up and add phalanxes deeper and deeper, and I mean, they can fuck it up for a while, it's fine.
The enemy king.
Yep, that's about right.
Glorious ancestors. His men now rightly fear us.
Oh no. Apparently one of my Illyrian mercenaries was still on fire at will, so I guess we're doing it here. Are you guys gonna just take it, or are you gonna come do something about it?
The enemy flee
Nice.
from the field like frightened.
Anyway, that's the end of Dacia.
The enemy are in full flight.
We lost 200 men. Pretty much all of them were in that general's cavalry charge against one unit of spearmen. So, yeah, we lose one unit of spearmen, we kill a faction, we gain a city. Easy trade. I'm actually very strongly considering enslaving this, because I need population left over here. I need to recruit new units here. And I'm going to. Because I suspect, since I've been seeing chosen archers, I can make chosen archers, yes. I can also make Night Raiders. Woo, what is a Night Raider? Why can I make you? What is this from? The Bardic Circle level 2, which I think is the level 2 N, lets me make Night Raiders. Okay. So a Night Raider compared to a Chosen Axeman. Same unit size, much cheaper to upkeep, a little bit cheaper to recruit. They have 2 less morale, 4 less attack, and 4 more defense. Honestly, Night Raiders might just be better than Chosen Axemen. And is this thing they're recruited from the level 2N? Okay, the level 2N does require a city, so they are the same tier at least. And unfortunately, since I just condensed my losses, I'm no longer able to have this group leave the city this turn. So I'll just be retraining everything and making one unit of chosen archers, because all my spearmen just got juggled around, so all of my spearmen are at that same level of exhausted. Anyway, rip Dacia, and trade increase. Good commander. What's this man up to these days? 6 stars, nice. For some reason I feel like I've been getting command stars much faster as Germany than I did as the Julii. Like, I have so many good commanders as Germany, and as the Julii I felt like it took forever to do the same thing. In fact, I never got to this point. I never had this many good generals at the same time. Also, this army is getting a massive increase in quality with this ranged unit. Now I can actually consistently pull units out of the square, and as you saw with Dacia's Chosen Archers are just really fucking good. Loads of ammo, good range, good attack, but they just hold their own in melee. This is better than a Spear Warband stats are if they're actually fighting it out. Now I need to look around to make sure that nobody is angry, and actually the best way to do that is to go over to the list tab. Angriest first, and no one's red. So we're great, we're fine on that front. I may have accidentally lifted the siege at Palma instead of maintaining it. That feels pretty bad. That's a big whoops. Now looking around at all of these armies where I'm trying to gather up and find a way to fight off the Spanish, I definitely need to keep recruiting units here. This army is going to stand on the bridge while it moves towards. And this army just needs to move back. It can ambush from here if it gets caught. But I mean, they're phalanxes, they aren't really ambushing. So I'm just going to move as fast as I can back towards the rest of my units. Now down here we're going to leave behind 1 unit of damaged barbarian mercenaries and try to figure out what we need to do to finish off Spain. We're going to recruit... Yeah, we're going to recruit units here. We're not going to just leave. I'll spend the last of my money recruiting a port, or will I? Are there more Balearic Slingers? No. In that case, yes, I will spend the last of my money making this port. And this stack is going to walk along the coast. Yeah, the pathfinding agrees. The coast is the fastest way to here, which is Carthage's starting city in Spain. Is this Rickbergus the Conqueror? Yeah. Like, I have so many generals with such high stars, it's unreasonable. This is my worst general, really, and he's 4 stars. Now next, let's actually go take a look at real bad armies. Going to create a peasant here, and check to see if that's enough to keep this city happy. And the answer is yes, I just have to lower the taxes, so. Now we finally had these armies consolidated, and Britain's gonna have to get the fuck back on their island. But since they chose not to stay on their island the first time we made this deal, I'm going to be pushing them a whole lot further back than the mainland. I'm going to be wiping them out. And once I have, honestly, I'm going to disband both of these armies completely except for the generals, just to make one city here explode in population so it can produce a lot of money. And that's it, because like by the time they could feasibly have sailed around the world, like Africa's going to be conquered, they're going to have to go all the way to Egypt. It's going to be like a 15-turn travel time, and I would rather just increase my income once I deal with Britain. Yeah, so Dacia's last general is now... He had an army with him previously that seems to have just vanished. Maybe this happened in the original game and I never noticed it because I was a kid, but... There are so many times where I look at armies and I look at them again the next turn and they're just different now. As an example, this was bigger when it sieged me, but since this is an actual army, you can argue maybe something changed. Nothing should have. Logically, they should have been stuck in zone of control until they became rebels. But like, I've had it twice with Masana, where I sieged a Macedonian city, looked at its army, and then the next turn the army was just gone. Just like half the units had vanished. So, I'm licking my wounds here. I'm sieging Masala, I'm moving towards Lilybium, waiting for a boat, building siege equipment because I fucked up, gathering armies to go find Gaul's last city, which is evidently somewhere in this region, based on this green border here, and sneaking around here. All of my armies have moved, I am out of money for infrastructure. I will quickly make sure my taxes are as high as they go in every city, because I am dying for money here. Okay, I've managed to get my taxes just a little bit higher across the board. Not a lot, but enough to matter. And now that's it for this turn. Let's see what Macedon does over the interim, because they're really the only war I'm in that I care about. There was a storm. What an unlucky boat. Gaul is spying on me, no great surprise there. Here we take everything but the peasants, and we see what Carlos looks like. They're completely fine. I already know that if I just put them on the boat and go straight across, I have enough range to get to Carthage, so I have no reason to risk them at all. But I'm also going to move this boat over, because I know that I won't be needing it here. Masana, weirdly enough, hasn't been defended by these swarms of Hastati. And with this unit, I'm actually going to specifically walk along the edge of the coast, in case one of these two stacks of Hastati were going to try to hide in the woods and ambush me. Now, since my hubris knows no end, I will be hiring mercenaries here and standing my ground. In fact, I'll take these mercenaries as well, because I do reckon I will be needing them. Because these are just armies of Hastati. Like, Hastati are good, but that's asking to be chain routed. Now, let's quickly deal with Masana, as the Scipii seem to have just forgotten about this city. This is apparently where their actual good units are, their faction leader and their Principes. Let's make sure those never join up with anybody. Now, this army does have any flaw, and it definitely does, is that it has not a single ranged unit. Now, luckily for me, Masana is a large city, with a big open town square, that I can get maximum surface area on all these heavy cavalry charges. I actually just want them to charge through, even though it's Principes, because they will stand here and just tank javelins if I don't send them. And that will also distract them while I send units through other areas. Now, unfortunately, this is very much just a sacrificial spear warband. Sometimes you have to do things that don't feel good for positioning. Nothing else is here to interfere at all. Why are you picking up the ram? This has happened so many times to me recently. I keep trying to tell my units to go in, and instead they pick up the ram. So from the beginning, I knew that was going to go poorly for them. They would rout with most of their unit missing. But this is fine. This is the expectation and not something going wrong. Okay. So this unit of Principe is officially fucked if I just get into formation. Which I did. Good. Now I can break formation on these and run down to pin them. What on earth is this? You guys break phalanx and stab them since they seem to just be able to do whatever they want? Like, I'm not quite sure what the fuck that was, where they just walked through all of my units and did what they chose to, but... Let's see if my general can actually catch up to this before it gets back to the town square. Make my life easier if there was just one less thing to distract me in the square. And yeah, he can. So, this is where we tell our entire cavalry corps to just walk into the city. I'm just going to have this unit of Spear Warband route. I don't need them to suffer any more wounds. So, I've got all of my spearmen lined up here facing the entrance, and the plan's straightforward. These Barbarian cavalry can probably just run past, and doing so will get the attention of something. And that will draw it to go fight my phalanx. Looks like the answer was no, so let's step on this square to piss them off a little bit more. Alright, there we go. Now we got their attention. Well, seeing as this is taking a lot more effort than I expected it to, I guess I'll just have my phalanxes actually come out. But wait, before I do that, I should probably bait them away. The best way to do that... Oh, whoa, 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 what's happening here? Alright, in that case... I want all of this just moving up now. I don't know why their general is getting baited out like this. Alright, their general's changed his mind, so I'm just have all of these begin charging now. I'm actually have this charge the general to make sure he stays there in that awkward position. And this should quickly turn into a massacre for both of their units. Yeah, everyone's involved. Their general's dead.
The Roman commander lies dead. His men now truly fear us.
Need these guys to actually come out. Oh! Well, rip that guy. Apparently he did a terrible fucking job. It's been a while since we had a family member death. It does suck to lose one in this battle particularly, because I think I might need it for later, but... Oh well. There's one man. Come on, guys. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay. Now, because it's the only way for us to lose this fight, I'm just gonna have my general stop. Guys. Stop cheering and go fight him. What's happening? No one here is moving. What the fuck is this? Okay. I don't know what that massive delay was. Anyway, that's the fight.
This is a great victory. The cries of dying enemies are sweet music to our warriors.
Yeah, pretty much all of my cavalry sustained wounds combined equaled what that one warlord took. Apparently, I thought I was pinning him on the other side, and he was just fighting one-on-one with their general, so that's entirely my fault. Just mismanaged it. Didn't I look at the population before I got here a few turns ago? It was like 500 and something? Well, I'm definitely exterminating if it's just a full-on city with that many people in it. Going to repair the walls. It's already got a port. The game's going to be over before I meaningfully improve everything else, so I will make it have a better port to make a lot more money and also help with the culture penalty. That's stupid. Well, they get 20% from this, so it's actually better than my Shrines for Happiness, even with the culture penalty, so yeah, I'm going to stick with that plan. Going to recruit another unit of... I keep wanting to make shows in Axma, but I'm sure they're terrible. I'm going to do it. I'm going to retrain these. I'm not going to be leaving behind the cavalry, though. Going to head straight south to Syracuse immediately. You know, thinking on it, I probably should have stopped and looked at happiness for a second before I did that, but it worked out. It's fine. I just need to lower the taxes. And in fact, I could almost certainly get away with normal taxes, huh? Because I'm going to be recruiting units, I'm going to more than double the garrison. Nearly triple it, actually. Actually, I will be tripling it. So yeah, I don't need to lower the taxes, they'll be fine. Now, I don't know that we're ending the Scipii next turn, because this is all very unclear exactly how it plays out, but this is a very high-quality army, like as far as Germany is concerned, at least. Romanum is quite unhappy. Seems to be growing too fast for its own good, so I'm going to be building it the tavern just to help with its anger issues and lowering its taxes. Unfortunately, Vanius is dead. He's one of the many nameless, faceless people I adopted without even thinking about it. Now, across my empire, I need to continue recruiting just the best shit I can to send east into Macedon. And Batavia, I'm going to make a boat. And Mediolanum will not be recruiting because they're done. The boats can start heading down and picking up people as it goes to start a war in Apollonia. Spain is blockading Rome. It's nice to see that I finally got blockaded. It's been like 45 episodes of Total War. This is the first time a blockade has happened. This time we can actually assault Palma, and it will be very, very easy. Now, I'm not entirely sure which side these reinforcements are coming from, but I'm pretty sure it was either my right or behind me.
Ha! The enemy have brought more weaklings to
it's over here.
Their line.
So have this start moving over here while I begin the siege on the city. I want these barbarian cavalry to be all the way on the side, flanking, since they're light cav and they don't stand a chance in a head-on confrontation. This army consists of Balearic slingers, 2 units of them. Oh. Well, that's going to be very sad very soon. Is my army looking a bit colorful today? I don't remember these light cavalry being so colorful.
They're attacking! Units! Charge! Units! General! Attack! Units! Charge! Units! Attack!
Anyway, they're all dead.
The enemy warlord shows his
They did get a couple of volleys off, but nothing that really
Any
matters.
of our warriors will
So the round shield cavalry looks like it's going to hang out until I kill it. Okay. I do have an idea for specifically the best way to deal with this, which is I'm going to run cavalry in and just start going around the edge of the city to distract. Are they letting me do that? Hold up.
warriors have taken the walls. Hurry!
Okay, so it's not too hard to figure out what I'm doing here. This is the kill zone. My cavalry are going to run into here. As soon as I have their attention, we're going to bait them this direction. My generals are going to sandwich whoever follows. This probably results in my cavalry getting pretty fucking murdered. Got attention, so it's time to go. Go on, guys. I don't know why you basically stopped, but it was the wrong call. And now the sandwich happens, and this unit's completely wiped out.
You have killed the enemy general. Now
Unless my pathfinding's so bad that I go the wrong way. Alright.
Attack! Attack!
Even in spite of that, we still got them. Alright, let's see if that'll get their attention.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, I'm just going to attack and then immediately leave. That should definitely do it, right? Oh no, they don't actually have any interest in going. Well, let's do this the bloody way then. Pathfinding never ceases to amaze me, Jesus Christ. This is the dumbest thing, by the way. My plan is that eventually I'm going to hit Phalanx, and they're just going to be in range and the fight's going to start, and we're going to crush them. Which is exactly what happens. God, it's stupid to watch.
This is a great victory. The cries of dying enemies are sweet music to our warriors.
Yeah, that's exactly what phalanxes look like. Historically, that is exactly how they were used. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Alexander the Great was doing when he was conquering Persia. Well, that'll be it for Carthage's Mediterranean holdings. Now there's an African superpower, and they won't be that for long either. I'm gonna be exterminating Palma because I have no intention of staying in the city, which means I can't afford to leave behind much of a garrison. Can, however, afford to recruit a peasant. Take everyone except for one full unit, see how they look. Look pissed, but manageable. Their temple is providing trade income 20%? That's awesome. But I don't see a reason to destroy it because I'm not going to be replacing it anytime soon. Now, everyone on the boats, let's figure out where you're going. You're going to Sketch City because you can't actually make it to the coast this turn. Is this one boat or 2? It's 2 boats. So I feel a little bit better about it. Basically no chance of it sinking. And I'll be handling the rest of this turn next time. I believe we've done all of the actual, like, hard battles that needed to be fought. I say hard battles, but battles that need to be fought. Looking at this, we're up to 34 regions controlled, well on our way to world domination. Anyway, I've been rather Incoherent. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and all that other YouTube jazz. It really helps the channel grow. And I'll see you around.